we need to talk about Willy Wonka's lies. Also, don't worry, this isn't about Timothy Shamalama Ding Dong, which, by the way, the new Wonka movie went in with low expectations. It's phenomenal. What a joy it was. Granted, I like musicals, so we might not see eye to eye there, but this is also not about the other Wonka movies, which, by the way, if you don't think the Gene Wilder one is better, what? Instead, I'm talking about the Willy Wonka from Glasgow, Scotland. Or rather, an entrepreneur that wanted to capitalize on the Wonka hype and set out to recreate the chocolate factory, but in real life. And he called it Willy's Chocolate Experience. Which, I mean, honestly, just from that name alone, red flag. That's a van with blacked out windows and free candy written on the side-ass name. But they described it as an immersive children's event. And they advertised on their site with detailed images of the world it had to offer, including an enchanted garden full of giant lollipops, swirls of vibrant color, and beans of all different colors, shapes, and sizes. An imagination lab promising a visual spectacle where you'll encounter mind-expanding projections, optical marvels, and exhibits that'll transport you into the realm of creativity. And even a twilight tunnel adorned with captivating projections, enigmatic sounds, and surprising turns that'll immerse you in suspense and excitement. In short, a world of pure imagination. But you were waiting for it. When parents bought these $45 tickets and they traveled for hours with their kids to come and see, what they found was a world of pure desolation. Right? Immediately, they realize something is off when they see the entrance. Just a makeshift Golden Gate simply labeled factory. But then they step inside, and that is when the real wonder begins. They find a barren event hall with gray floors, white walls, and folding tables, with them then getting passageways covered in black tarps and an occasional oversized candy-themed prop or plastic mushroom, though at least some of it reportedly was edible, with a candy station dispersing a single jelly bean to each child, with them then serving lemonade to wash it down. But to be fair, they did technically get a small bouncy castle. And as far as like what the hell any of this has to do with Willy Wonka, well, they did technically have a few small posters, maybe half a bed sheet hanging on the walls printed with images advertised on their website. Also, to be extra fair, disappointment is not the only emotion that was experienced there, but that is because there was also fear, with a strange character wearing a black robe, chrome mask, and wig popping out from behind a mirror and scaring kids so badly some of them cried, as well as this actress dressed as an unimpressed Oompa Loompa standing by a mock chemistry set with fumes billowing out, who some online have since labeled Meth Lab Oompa Loompa Lady. Though in her defense, she explained to the Daily Mail, "I got stuck to the jelly bean bit, and by that point I felt awful. There was a part where they were saying it was like a science lab and you were supposed to hand out jelly beans, and by that point they had run out of jelly beans, so I was just trying to make it slightly exciting for the kids. Then I walked off scene because I was so embarrassed." And understandably, she was not the only person to walk out of this shithole, with one father telling the Washington Post, "Everyone was just walking in disbelief, shaking their heads," and adding, "The worst part is there was no chocolate." And so to no one's surprise, the event ended early at around 1 p.m. after people started demanding refunds, with the main organizer seen trying to get a handle on the crowd of extremely pissed off parents. But then this, as more families who booked later time slots started arriving, and things just got really awkward. Because at that point, they didn't get their lemonade or single jelly bean. And then when police officers actually showed up, all they could do was give advice to the attendees. And as for right now, it's all unclear what went wrong, if it was doomed from the beginning, if it was meant to be a scam, because we actually know very little. We know that the organizer, House of Illuminati, first registered as a company only back in November. And while after this whole ordeal, they apologized, promised to refund everybody and pay the actors. As of today, many, if not all of them, say they haven't been paid or refunded. And this is, you have the company's director explaining that the event was hampered by what they said were unforeseen circumstances, claiming that they ordered holographic paper that didn't arrive in time, which I gotta say, my man, I don't know if there is enough holographic paper in the world to save whatever this was supposed to be. Not to mention that literally the day before the event, you had organizers posting photos of a van full of props and writing, "It's all coming together nicely." And so now the director's apparently deleted his LinkedIn profile in shame. And as for those beautiful images advertising the whole thing, it appears that they were just probably AI generated. Not only that, you also have this college student who was hired to play Willy Wonka saying,
"The script was 15 pages, monologue, pretty much, of AI generated gibberish. Anyone who looks at me and thinks Willy Wonka and not Oompa Loompa is out of their mind. I give off major Oompa Loompa energy. But not like a good Oompa Loompa, not like one of the, like one that's at the back during the dance numbers, like falling over like your aunt at a line dancing class on holiday."
So fun times, fun times.